Now, it's funny. I happened to mention House. I actually have a last-minute inclusion of a solo review of my own to put in here. So let me go ahead and
Oh,
post this
okay.
image I found.
Ooh.
So this is another seasonal anime sampler.
Oh, okay.
The title of it is Ameku Takao no Ameku Takao no Suiri Karate, meaning Ameku M.D. Doctor Detective.
Oh, I think I've seen this on Crunchyroll.
Yep, that is where it's at. I
Yeah.
watched the first two episodes with a buddy,
Okay.
and um, so the overall premise of it, and I am awful with anime character names, so let me go ahead and pull this up because I had intended to do it, but I had had a few snafus today, so I forgot that I was going to add it into the rotation here.
That's all right.
So let's see here, which is first name and which is the last name here. I'm going to guess.
Sometimes with Japanese, it's the first name is the last name, and
Yeah, what's confusing it here is also that on my anime list, they're doing the comma thing, which is also throwing it off.
oh yeah.
So it's Ameku, comma Takao. You know, I'm going to say that Takao sounds more like a first name. So if I'm incorrect, my apologies.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
the overall premise of the show is that, and the reason that mentioning House brought this to mind is that Takao is basically a genius surgeon at this hospital, and she has a knack for figuring out seemingly impossible maladies in seconds. Like the opening scene, she's dealing with she actually she isn't even involved at first. The two nurses there, you and Mai, are they're on duty. They're trying to figure out these two patients. You know, one little boy is just bedridden, very sore all over, has an awful headache, and one guy just has a crippling stomach ache. And Takao just waltzes on in and says, "Hey, you, we were supposed to do stuff later. What's going on?" Oh, well, I was, I was borrowed by this part of the hospital because they were understaffed. Well, I don't care. In 15, we have to get going. Hey, I'm still on here duty here for 15 minutes. And she basically goes, and I'm abbreviating in here, 15 minutes. Okay, give me a sec here. Let's see here. That little boy took too many vitamin A pills, and that guy was out fishing and he ate a fish with a parasite. Now let's get going. And she was actually completely right. Just because she has a very Sherlock Holmesian ability to piece together minor details and arrive to larger conclusions because of it.
Okay.
She is basically, personality-wise, she is a manic pixie dream girl version of Dr. House.
Yeah.
So basically, man, you're lucky you're cute, or else I don't think anyone would tolerate you.
Yeah. Yeah, better that than a pill popping jerk.
Yes, yeah. As of episode 2, which is as far as I watched, I have not seen any evidence of pill popping.
All right.
But what I just said, you could have spun a whole episode of a House or another show like that out of that, out of either of those two premises.
Yeah.
But she solves them quickly because she's brought in on a case where you have a guy who is missing his whole foot and is bleeding blue blood.
Ooh.
And it's entirely unclear why this is happening.
Oh.
Now, I'm not going to spoil the actual mystery just yet because, it's a mystery show. Half the fun is seeing seeing how things come together.
Mm-hmm.
So, and although I have heard studies that say that if you tell somebody the ending of a story first, while they might get irritated, they will tend to report enjoying their first read through of a story than somebody who just didn't have anything to go off of. And it's probably because the first time they watch or read something, it's like they're on the second go around noticing the hints.
Yeah.
but again, like just very much can irritate somebody. So what I will say is that there are some amusing bits here. There is one detective in the cast with the regular police who I am convinced, one second here, is meant to be a version of Columbo.
Oh yeah. One more thing.
Yeah, one more thing. Man, I'm in an anime. My wife's the real weeaboo. She loves that stuff.
Yeah.
Makes me dress up as Inuyasha and she's Kagome. But that's nothing here nor there. Anyway, so Takao is, like I said, manic pixie dream girl genius. You, the male nurse, he's just kind of a blank slate. He's the Watson. He's there for her to bounce ideas off of and reveal things to.
Okay.
Slash the muscle on occasion, because she's a very short girl. One little detail that amused me is that they said, "Oh man, she almost looks like she could still be in high school." And the one little visual detail that tells you that she isn't in fact a high schooler is that, I don't know why this is consistently the case in anime art styles. They fully draw her bottom lip, which it's like having full lips is an indication of adulthood in anime. I don't make the rules. I just noticed them.
Yeah.
Now, as far as the actual mystery itself, so the mystery touches on one thing that I have a autistic, self-directed amount of research on. And I will say that aspect of the mystery doesn't quite work the way that they intended, or they would say it did. I more believe that they got the actual medical side of it correct, or at least something approximating correct. But if I apply, what's that phenomena where you can be reading the newspaper, come across an article that you know well, and say, well, no, that's true. And then you have amnesia and you move on to the next article as though it was true.
Oh, I can't remember what that's called.
Let's see here.
I've heard of it, but I
can't think of the term for it either.
Yeah.
But I'll call it news amnesia for this. I had a case of, I could be having a case of news amnesia where the thing I know about, I realized wouldn't actually work the way they portrayed it. And so, maybe all their research is bunk. But if you take it like for the standards of 70s to 90s episodic mystery show, it holds up well enough for that. And within its own terms, it doesn't it does a good job of giving you a little bit to work on, though I don't think you could figure out everything unless you actually were a medical doctor in advance.
Yeah.
Because they do come up with a plausible explanation for how the guy ended up with blue blood in his veins, but it's not something that unless you already know that that's a thing that can happen and the possible causes of it, I don't think you'd come to that conclusion.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I would say it's a solid show. Modest recommend. If you have a Crunchyroll subscription and you're looking to watch something that isn't yet another isekai, go for it.
Yeah. All right. Very good.
Yep.